It's past midnight on July 10th, 2024. A man is seen dragging 2 suitcases across Bristol's Clifton Suspension Bridge. He's alone, calm, focused. Halfway across, he stops, adjusts the handles, and peers over the edge. Then a cyclist passes by and calls out, "Hey, you good, mate?" The man freezes. Moments later, he drops the bags and runs. When police arrive and unzip them, the scene is beyond anything they've ever seen. 2 days earlier, more than 100 miles away, in a quiet London neighborhood, lived Albert Alfonso and Paul Longworth, a gentle, elderly couple. Neighbors called them the sweetest men in the block. Albert worked early shifts at a gym pool. Paul tended to his plants and their aging cat. They'd been together for decades. Quiet, predictable, harmless, until the visitor arrived. Albert had met him years earlier on an online forum. The man's name was Yastin Mascara, a 35-year-old from Colombia. At first, it was friendly chats, then trips abroad. Albert even helped pay for Mascara's visa, saying he's family now. When he finally arrived in London, he moved into their flat in Shepherd's Bush. Paul wasn't comfortable with it, but Albert reassured him. He just needs a fresh start. Neighbors started noticing strange behavior. Late night arguing, furniture scraping, heavy footsteps, and once, laughter, followed by a loud thud. Still, when Albert left for work one July morning, nothing seemed wrong. He waved to his neighbor, got in his car, and left Paul home with their guest. No one knew that, within hours, both men's lives would be erased from that small flat. That night, CCTV captured a man dragging 2 very heavy suitcases out of the building. He paid a driver in cash, saying, "It's just old clothes." They drove west, toward Bristol. The driver remembered his silence. Not nervous, not angry, just empty. When investigators later watched that footage, one question haunted them. What was inside those suitcases? Police traced the luggage tag to the couple's home. When they entered the flat, the smell hit first. A new freezer sat plugged in near the hallway. It wasn't on the furniture list. Inside, 2 severed heads. Nearby, signs of cleaning, bleach, and wiped blood. Someone had tried to erase a massacre. And yet, there were receipts left on the counter for a freezer and a train ticket to Bristol. Detectives reconstructed the timeline. On July 8th, Albert left early for a lifeguard shift at a local gym. While he was gone, Mascara struck Paul 9 times with a hammer, then hid his body inside the divan bed. Hours later, Albert returned home. That night, he and Mascara engaged in one of their usual extreme fun encounters. Except this time, Mascara brought a knife. Albert never left the room again. The next 48 hours were chillingly methodical. After the killings, Mascara cleaned the scene, withdrew money from Albert's account, and ordered that freezer online. He dismembered the bodies, froze some remains, and packed the rest into 2 large suitcases. Then, he hired a man with a van, acting like a normal customer moving luggage. His plan was simple: dump them from the Clifton Suspension Bridge and vanish. But when that cyclist called out to him that night, his entire plan crumbled in seconds. A massive manhunt began. 2 days later, police spotted him outside Bristol Temple Mead Station. He didn't resist. When they handcuffed him, he said calmly, "I knew this was coming." In court, he claimed Albert had exploited him for years, that he lost control. But prosecutors said it was a cold, calculated murder. After 5 hours, the jury delivered a unanimous verdict: guilty. During sentencing, the judge said, "I can only pass one sentence, life imprisonment." As Mascara stared ahead blankly, police played the final CCTV clip again, him dragging those 2 bags alone across the bridge. Had that cyclist not stopped, those remains might have disappeared forever. What began as a bizarre sight, just a man and 2 suitcases, turned out to be one of the most horrifying discoveries the city of Bristol had ever seen.